See, I'll answer these two small questions first before I go into D charts. This is pertaining to those remedies and curses which we look into. Curses, as I discussed till now, are caused by the aspect of planets, graha drishti.
Aspect of planets, what?
Aspecting, malefic aspecting, grahas aspecting cause curses. Aspecting or conjoining, they cause curses. But sometimes we see that a curse works for the remainder portion of the life. It starts at a particular point of time. Christopher Reeve's case. It starts at a particular point of time, and for the rest of the life, it's gone. The life is destroyed till death. He just waits for death to relieve him of the remainder of the curse. In all such cases, you will find, number one, the planet causing the curse must be a powerful natural benefic. A powerful natural benefic. Jupiter or Mercury. The strength of any sign comes from Jupiter, Mercury or its lord. So Jupiter and Mercury getting involved in a curse can cause a terrible curse. Jupiter's involvement shows the curse of Shiva. Mercury's involvement shows the curse of Vishnu. Normally we call it uncle's curse, but actually it is curse of Vishnu. If planets aspect, the curse is caused by a desire of sorrow or anger or such a desire. Such curses can be overcome. The planet involved, the main planet involved in the curse, if it is in a movable sign, you can easily overcome the curse. Movable Navamsha, definitely it will be overcome. In a fixed sign or Navamsha, it is difficult to overcome. Very difficult to overcome. Dual, maybe with some prayers and things like that you will be able to overcome. The more malefic the natural benefic has become by placement and conjunction. You see, conjoining planets tend to create a permanent situation. If a planet has both Rashi Drishti and Graha Drishti, then the curse can be much more terrible. Rashi Drishti is permanent. You cannot undo it. So a curse becomes more of a permanent type if planets, the afflicting planets, Rahu, Saturn or Mars, conjoin. In the case of Christopher Reeve, if you will all recall, the third was Virgo, and there we had Mercury exalted with Saturn and Rahu conjoining it. There was no aspect. So it's permanent. It's a dual sign. Extremely strong curse. No relief from Jupiter. It's gone. I'll give you another example. Can you just run the chart for Virgo rising? Draw Virgo rising. I just want the other planetary positions. Jupiter is retrograde in the 5th house.
1970?
Well,
1948.
10th August. Virgo rising. I remember Mercury and the Sun were in the 12th house. Sorry, Mercury was in the 12th house and the Sun was in the 11th house. Jupiter, no, it is 48, is it? Then 48, 49, try 49. Because Jupiter should be in Capricorn.
Yeah,
49, right?
1949.
Jupiter has come to Capricorn?
Jupiter is in Capricorn.
Mercury is in Leo?
Yeah, Mercury is in Leo.
Right. Mercury is in Leo with Saturn and Venus. Mars is in the 10th house. Ketu is in Lagna and Rahu is in the 7th house. He has the moon in Aquarius. Do you need any other planetary position? Which is the Atma Karaka? Just check the Atma Karaka for that day. In Capricorn, retrograde and Vargottama. Retrograde and Vargottama. That is, it is. Pardon? Virgo rising. Vargottama. Vargottama. Moon is in Aquarius.
Venus Atma Karaka?
Pardon?
Venus Atma Karaka?
Venus is the Atma Karaka in the 12th house.
What location do you want? Maybe it will change.
No, that's all. That's all I want to know. So you don't need more than that. Now, can you tell me what curse is there in this chart? Do you see Pisacha Badhak over there?
Yes.
It is just not an ordinary Sarpa. Sarpa means three malefics in quadrants. Sarpa Yoga means you are tied in the coils of a serpent and throughout life it will torment you. You try to break out of it, it will again catch you. Again break out, again it catches you. Again it break out. It is the whole life is a struggle against the snake. Whole life. Every time you think you have got over it, it again catches you. There is only one way. Surrender. Don't fight. The problem arises is you are fighting against a snake which is not visible. Certain forces of nature which are like a snake binding you down. Look at this chart. The Sarpa Yoga is complete. And what sort of a Sarpa is this? You can see Mars and Ketu. Ketu in the first house aspected by Mars. Pishacha Badhaka in the form of a dead. Something coming from the dead. The nether world. It's clear over there. Now, any other curses that you are seeing over here?
Could he have a curse of the Guru because Rahu aspects Jupiter? Or is that not? And Mars aspects Jupiter also? So would that?
Do we have Rahu's aspect on Jupiter?
No.
No? I copied this wrong.
But we do have Saturn aspecting Jupiter.
Right.
Rashi Drishti.
Okay.
And Mars by Graha Drishti.
Right. This is very important. You see, no. We can't mix both. We can't mix both. What he says that Saturn is aspecting by Rashi Drishti, we cannot mix. I'm being very clear about that. Don't mix. You try to mix, the whole thing goes for a 6.
I copied the chart wrong.
Okay. The basic point here is Jupiter is debilitated. It is retrograde and debilitated both in sign, Rashi, and in Navamsha, it is in Capricorn. When a planet is Vargottama, whatever it primarily indicates cannot be stopped. It will happen. It is too powerful and too strong. If it is evil, the evil will be too powerful. If it is good, the good will be as powerful. Bear that in mind. People normally take Vargottama planets as meaning always good. It is not so. They are just strong because they have the blessings of Dharmaya. Vargottama means the planet occupies the same Navamsha. That means they have the strength of Dharma behind it. Whatever good they are giving or whatever bad they are giving, they are doing as per Dharma. And who has the power of Dharma will always succeed. Now, such a Jupiter is aspected by Mars, which is involved in that Pishacha Badhak. Right? We can say in a way that Jupiter has already come under the terrible affliction of Saturn simply by its position. And this has the added aspect of Mars, who is involved in the Pishacha Badhak. Now, you see Ketu in the first house. Whenever you see Ketu in the first house, do take the option of reckoning the planetary positions in the reverse direction also. Count the houses and the planets they are in the reverse direction also. Don't forget this point. This is an important advice given by Jaimini.
Does that mean,
Ketu.
are you saying then that Jupiter would be in the ninth?
in the ninth house in a way, right? It's in the ninth house, debilitated, not in the fifth house. Ninth is the house of prayers, temples, pujas, or such things. Right, bear that in mind. The moon now comes to the eighth house. Moon, which was earlier in the sixth house, has now come to the eighth house. And that is a very dangerous situation for the moon. For Virgo, Aquarius is the sixth. Now it is clearly the eighth, as far as Ketu is concerned. So when the native would come under the influence of Ketu, at some point of time in his life, the moon would behave as if it is in the eighth house. The moon is, you see, this native is a mechanical engineer, one of the brilliant mechanical engineers I have met. Extremely handsome, tall, 6'2". Every lady in the street would be running after him for marriage. I still remember I was a small kid at that point of time. He had just finished his engineering and he was working for the Larsen & Toubro, one of the big companies out there. And he was posted in one of these remote areas. And he started dabbling with black magic and life after death. Some of these tribals of that area told him that we know how to call the spirit. And the spirit will come and talk. This guy didn't believe that. Forget it. He believed in testing everything. So he said, okay, I'm going to sit for such a prayer.
He's a good engineer.
Yeah. He said, I'm going to sit for such a prayer. So he sat down at a temple for one of the Shaktis or Yoginis. We have this, in Orissa we have temples, some things which normally people like me would not go to. Brahmins, we don't go to such places. But some of these people do it in the tribal areas. and he used to go, he started going there late at night, every day. At 10 sharp they would start the prayers, or whatever rites they would do. And he wanted to see a spirit in front of him or something like that. God knows what he saw, what he didn't see. He would come back very late, 2 a.m. and all that, and he would stay in our place. My mother would be very worried. She would say, what's wrong with this person? Why is he doing like this? Every day night he goes away, God knows where he goes. And then he was so popular, he was very much involved in dramatics and all that. You can see that Venus, Yoga Karaka, and they were having a nice play. They had organized a nice play. And the day when his prayers, one of his rites was supposed to finish, the last day of the rites, he had one of the plays. You see the important connection with the play. Suddenly the entire stage caught fire. There was a spark and the stage caught fire. Spark, Jupiter. The whole stage caught fire, Mars. And he kept on looking at the fire, and he just became mad. He became a schizophrenic. People say that he's possessed. They tried everything they tried to take him out. He's still mad. He's gone. Beauty of it, look at it like this. Venus is the Atma Karaka. Strong family. You can see Mercury is strong with Venus. Dharma Karmadhipati Yoga. Family is very strong, supported him, got him married. He's got 2 very nice sons. And both of them are doing very well. Looking after him and all that. The point is, this curse is permanent. There is no way that you could get out of that curse. You can see that Pisacha Badha. It is complete. And you saw the Jupiter over there. And there is nothing in the chart that is breaking the combination of the snakes.
No benefics in Kendras.
No benefics are there in Kendras.
Jupiter aspecting by Rasi, Grahadrishti, will it help?
It would have helped had he continued to stay sattvic. Jupiter has only one condition. Stay clean. Only one condition. You become dirty, he will simply turn his face and go away. How is he concerned? There are many who are vying for him. Many who are dying for his knowledge and his blessings. How does he care? The moment you become dirty, Guru will turn his face and go. The importance of being with the Guru is to be clean in your heart and mind. So you can see how this one bad position of Jupiter. In fact, Jupiter also worked the other way in this chart. Yes, please.
Is this person able to function with pharmacological support? Is he able to function on medication?
Function means what?
Can he function in life? Can he go to
No.
So he's totally...
No. He's very violent. Very violent he becomes, then he's heavily medicated to stay
That's what I was
normal.
asking, the medication.
Very heavy medication
What
to stay
happened
normal.
is he drew a demon into himself.
That's precisely what a big all
So
thing.
he became controlled. That happens if you do.
I mean, he was a pure vegetarian. He suddenly wanted to eat chicken, and then he would get full chicken roast. And stuff. Very shocked. We as kids never understood. What is this? Suddenly, why has he become like that? Suddenly, overnight. I mean, there is no explanation for why there is behavior. Maybe he wants to leave something. Fine, rational is fine. But why suddenly? And why at that time when you were doing all this black magic and all this stuff? So don't dabble in black magic. That is my request. Especially those of you who have Sarpa Yogas, stay far away from it. It's not worth it. It will ruin you.
So in his Navamsa chart, does it show that he was involved, and does he have malefics and trines to his Atmakaraka?
Yeah, he has two. He has two of them. And Venus, when Venus is in Karakamsha, Venus is the Atma Karaka, so it is in Karakamsha, aspected or conjoined malefics, the person will definitely dabble in black magic. There's a specific combination for this. If Venus is associated with the Karakamsha, and has malefics also in association or in trines, then the person dabbles in black magic.
You said just now you surrender.
Yes.
How do you surrender?
See, the importance of surrender here is the sattva of Guru, Jupiter. You just,
Surrender.
yes, surrender.
Surrender. You just say,
You just mentally accept that I cannot do it. You will have to now help me.
But in this guy's chart, for example, because his Jupiter is debilitated and everything,
He never surrendered.
won't want to take.
He never surrendered. In fact, he would argue against all this Vaishnava principles and all that. He would fight with my mother.
Hope. And have, like,
Yes, there is a particular way, I'll tell you how. The way out comes from Dattatreya, the great Vishnu who came as the son of Atri Muni to solve the madness in people. There are mantras to save ourselves from the snakes. The Dattatreya Tantra clearly speaks about these mantras. And one of the mantras, if you find, those of you who have my Vedic remedies in astrology, anybody has it? Yes. You will find the mantras of Dattatreya, and one in which I've clearly mentioned that the snakes will stay away. No physical snake is staying away. It is these Sarpa Yogas and Kala Sarpa Yogas which will stay away from you. Can you just open the page of Dattatreya? Astika Muni Rajam Namo Namah. Astika. 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 Who is Astika? Who is a deep believer. Opposite of Nastika. Nastika is a non-believer who doesn't believe in Bhagwan, doesn't believe in surrendering. If you believe, then only will you surrender. If you have faith, then only will you surrender. Like a small child surrenders to his parents. A small child on top, father says jump. He has blind faith, he jumps. So you have no faith, that is why you are not jumping. If you had the faith in your father, you would jump. So astikam. Astikam means to convert you into a prayer, to convert you into a believer in God, Bhagwan. Muni Rajam. Among the Munis, he is the Rajamuni. Dattatreya. Astikam Muni Rajam Namo Namah. Again, Puna means say this again and again, again and again, again and again. Keep repeating this. Especially on full moon nights. You see this madness when it comes. It will come on the full moon night. You see, you check up schizophrenics. Correctly on the full moon night, they will be hit very badly. As the moon becomes more and more full. And what do we do in the full moon? We are actually doing the Satyanarayan Vrata and worshipping the Gurus. The Dhi Shakti, the intelligence. Those who sit over the intelligence. And what has happened to schizophrenics? The Dhi Shakti is destroyed. That is why when the moon becomes full, there is a direct impact on this. People like me rejoice. Narsimha does his entire Satyanarayan Vrata. But those people are shaky because they have associated with forces which are opposed to the great Jupiter.
You said before that we shouldn't admire a sunset because
We should not?
that we shouldn't admire a sunset or look at the sunset.
Yes.
Are you saying that we should look at the moon?
Yes. There is nothing more beautiful. you know, it is a great blessing to look at the full moon. There is a specific prayer in the Rig Veda which says, "O Vishnu, I pray to you with your 1,000 names, that with each name, let me see one full moon." That means I live for 1,000 full moons. Yes.
Okay, so you've talked about receiving curse. What about seeing in the chart where people are sending that become angry a lot?
True. Curses that come curses can come from Mars at any point of time. Anybody, all of us get angry. Curses coming from Ketu also. Ketu is the higher Mars. But these curses really do not matter much. Unless, of course, they form a Pisacha, Bahadak or something like that. Unless there is a Saturn or a Rahu involved. Unless there is Saturn or Rahu involved, these curses have no meaning. I mean, you may keep cursing the whole world. I know people who keep cursing the government throughout. I was in government, I know, they would just come every day. Okay, nothing happens. I know they don't mean it from inside. Actually, there has to be a real cause for either sorrow or Rahu. Shock, something diabolical, something totally wrong, adharma, evil. Then only will the curse work. Curse cannot work in the air. Curse works in what we call bad air. So, it is my request that all of you should start keeping vrata or a fast on all full moons. Each one of you. Because in life, you may have to deal with many such people who are mentally disturbed, most people who come to you will be either mentally disturbed, will have all kinds of problems, everything only because of one cause, asat, untruth. The great Jupiter is nothing but Om Tat Sat. I taught you that. When we were talking about the lokas, the Guru rules the highest, the Satya Loka, Om Tat Sat. He cannot be defeated. It is the highest. He sits here, right here he sits. So a full moon, a fasting on a full moon and waiting for the moon to rise and then seeing the reflection on a plate of water. You wait for the moon to rise and then you see the reflection of the moon on a plate of water and with folded hands say Om Tat Sat. That is for the coming month. Please give me the strength to speak the truth. And those of you who can do the Satyanarayan Vrata, not only will you, people in your entire neighborhood, anybody who comes into contact with you will benefit. The curses will go away from them. Now she was asking us, how can you see from any chart whether somebody will do or not?
What if it's birth or...
No. If they were that powerful people in the previous birth, they wouldn't be sitting here. They would probably be in some schizophrenia, some mental asylum or something like that. The point is, the curse is supposed to be all the more powerful if the malefic planets are that much stronger. If the malefic planets are not strong and your Lagna Lord is very strong, they can do nothing. The curses, that means, are not strong enough. Somebody who have hurt, we have all hurt somebody or the other. That's why we are here. Let's face a hard fact. It is not that these curses will push you down or something like that. Keep worshipping Bhagwan, surrender and say Om Tat Sat. Anyone who says Om Tat Sat will be protected. Yeah.
We don't have the privilege of clear skies all the time, so can we use the timing of moon rising and...
Yeah. Even if you cannot see the moon, just look for the moon. Look up at the sky and make the prayer. You can help many people with this. Many people. And this particular mantra, don't forget, all those of you who have Sarpa Yoga, don't forget this mantra. Astikam Munirajam Namo Namah. Astikam Munirajam. Astikam Munirajam Namo Namah. This is for Dattatreya. No. Because when the snake attacks, it is possible that you may not be in a position to sit and do the prayer.
Sorry, rather than like a specific person in the previous thing?
Actually, for that we look at the Sashti Amsha. It will only manifest through such agencies as that curse is. For example, the curse of a Brahmin will be fulfilled by a Brahmin. Ravana was a Brahmin by birth. He was a Brahmin by birth. He became demon. That's a separate issue. And he is the one who fulfilled the curse of Narad Muni on Bhagwan. There are two things in any chart. One is what we call as a chart which is static, that is the birth chart, a static birth chart. And second is what we call an active chart, which is the Tithi Pravesha Chakra for each year. The active chart tells us as to what way, in what way will this chart function for this year? What is the planetary position for this year for me? Active chart tells us the possibilities of curses coming, us doing good, us doing bad, or whatever. The birth chart shows the accumulation of karma, which should tentatively give some kind of a graph for this year. That's the passive chart. The active chart, the Tithi Pravesh chart for each year, tells us the possibility of the event happening in that year. Now, if we are careful in that year, it will not happen. If we have taken preventive measures, it will not happen. If we have not taken prevention, it will happen. That is, we always have that option at any point of time. That is, at this moment, I have that option of doing something to ensure that whatever I have done, for which I am supposed to be delivered a kind of teaching right now. Curses are nothing but learning experiences. The teaching, the lesson that I have to be taught by Bhagavan, that need not be done. Because perhaps I've learned it, I've understood the value of surrender. That option is always there. Sometimes to do good, even Bhagavan takes it, because he is Achyuta, as we saw in the case of Sri Ram. Curses can be for various causes. Sometimes you have gone to help somebody and yet you get cursed and come back. What can we do? These are all learning experiences. You went to help someone because you were attached. That was also a flaw. You were not supposed to be attached. You were supposed to do nishkama karma. You went to help because he was your friend, because he was this thing. No, you should have helped simply because he is another human being. So these are also, curses are nothing but lessons, learning experiences. One has to get over it. One has to understand that this is nothing, this is just for this life, maybe next life will be gone. So he will understand. One who has got such a beating from, take this case, a person who has got such a beating from Jupiter. Jupiter has just turned his face away and you can see that snakes have completely caught him in their coil. After suffering a whole life, he will never again dabble in black magic. He will not do it at all. He will know, even in next birth, something will prevent him from going there. Some subconsciousness force will say, no, this is not good. Have you seen many of you? Narsimha, when I tell him sometimes, do you know that there is a tantric mantra like this? He says, no, I don't want to know. Rudramsha Manduka, I am not interested in learning Rudramsha Manduka. I don't want to know how to use forces to attack someone or something like that. Good. That means deep inside there is something which is preventing him. That means last birth he must have had some experience which is telling him that no, stay away from this war. It is not good. Ultimately your subconscious will develop that level of perfection of the Maharishis. Okay? It's a process. Slightly clearer? Slightly. But the true answer to this lies only in the scriptures. I mean, I cannot, even a Diksha Guru will find it very difficult to explain the entire distinction between karma and free will. There is no hard and fast line. And Raghunandan and I, we kept on arguing. We went on for months. Finally, we compiled it and put it as a thing for the web. Everybody enjoyed it. So what a brilliant masterpiece it turned out to be. We were just arguing. That's all. No, karma and free will is something that we got to understand. There is no hard and fast line. Because the free will is again very, very bounded.
I would just want, it's like two sides.
Mula Dasha has not to do with sending. Mula Dasha has to do with receiving.
Okay, all right.
Right. There are other dashas which we do which we check for sending, and it is better not to learn all that. Yeah, like Narasimha was correct. Sanjay, we don't need to know this from you, honestly. Let us keep Jyotish at its highest and purest level of Jupiter. I don't want too much of Venus out there.
Okay.
Right.
To them,
Oh yes.
So would that come up as a similar kind of curse in their charts, or would it be something just totally different?
Who can send a curse? As I told you, the curse is more powerful if the planet which is involved is a natural benefic of the order of Jupiter or Mercury. A great.
You mean the planet that gets afflicted?
Yeah. Like there you saw in Christopher Reeve's case, it was an exalted Mercury with Rahu and Saturn cursing him. It was no small soul. The soul that cursed him was no small one, no mean one, no ordinary one. Look at the curse on the head of Sri Bhagavan Sri Rama. Jupiter in exaltation, aspected by Saturn in exaltation and Mars in exaltation. The soul, you can say the rishi who cursed him or the guru who cursed him was no small guru. He was of the order of Narada Muni, the Devarshi himself. So the strength of the person who is cursing will depend upon the strength of the planet involved. Here, for example, you can see Mars and Saturn, Mars and Rahu is in Pisces in this case which we have just done. Of these planets, the one who is getting involved in the curse is Ketu. Ketu is considered a benefic planet, a moksha karaka, some kind of a yogi. He's basically a yogi. He's not involved. He's a guy who has renounced everything. Such a guy has cursed him. So naturally, and Ketu in Virgo, and you can see that it's Ketu in Virgo wouldn't have been so bad. This curse wouldn't have been so bad if it did not have the support of Jupiter. Because Jupiter supported Ketu, this chart was destroyed. The difference in any curse is made by Jupiter and Mercury. Venus, natural benefics. Once they get involved in curses, it's tough. The solution lies in please do the mantras that have been taught, what I have told you. Please take your time. Take out a slot of 40 days. Take out a slot of 40 days during the month when the sun would transit the planet which is causing the curse in your natal chart. During the month when the sun transits the planet which causes the curse in the natal chart, take out a slot of 30 to 40 days around it and complete at least 8,000 repetitions of the mantra. 8,000. 1,000 for each direction.
Astikam mantra.
Astikam mantra or any mantra depending upon the curse. Somebody has Sarpa dosha, then they should do Astikam mantra. Take out the slot. Do it for 40 days. Let your life go on, but do this mantra for 40 days. See the difference after 40 days. See it for yourself. Things will be getting blocked, things are not happening, you are trying your level best, again you come back in that cycle, back to that square one. Like the coil of a snake, you keep coming back to square one. Do this Astikam Munirajam, the coil will break. Things which are blocked, not happening, blockages will go.
Where the benefic planet is placed.
The one who is involved in the curse. If the benefic planet is not in the curse and helping you to come out of the curse, that is a different story. You have to see the curse causing planet. In the case of Christopher Reeve, it's Virgo. So naturally you can say that when the sun enters Virgo on that Sankranti, you should start the vrata.
For 40 days or 8,000 times?
Yeah. Preferably 40 days. Start from the Sankranti, keep it for 40 days so that you cover the entire period. All tithis and everything is covered. The point is simple. Cursing is, why are you cursing? An emotion, is it not? You got sad, you got angry, you got shocked. Who got shocked? Did the Atma get shocked or did the Mana get shocked?